Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting, and it's another Share It on a Sunday project today. And I set this challenge, and it was a challenge of monochrome. And this is what I've come up with, probably the simplest project you could ever get. But I just want to show you how you can make a really lovely card with one stamp, one ink, two different cardstock, and that's all we've got here. I have used a punch to round the edges, but that's not necessary. I know monochrome isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I love monochrome. I love black and white, and I love to splash some colour in there as well. I've not done that today because that kind of goes against the whole monochrome theme. So if you've just stumbled across me today, or you might have seen my videos through my blog, come and if you like the video, come and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see some further videos. We're on day 5 of lockdown in the COVID-19 pandemic at the moment, so I'm trying to get as much crafting done as I can just to keep my sanity levels on an even keel. So I'll put all of the measurements on my blog. There is a blog post to go with this, and that is in the description bar underneath this video. But I will go over all of the dimensions as well. So this is a portrait orientation card, and for my card base, I've taken a piece of A4 card and I have cut it in half on the short side. So for UK A4, that's at 4/8. For US A4, that's a little bit different. I'm not even going to try and guess that. And then I've scored it down the middle at 11, no, not at 11, at 5 7/8. So that is my card base. The next thing I've got is a piece of basic black. So this is Whisper White. I've got a piece of basic black, and this measures 5 3/4 by 4 inches, and that just sits in there. Let's just open this up so it's easier to see. That sits in there just with a small frame all the way around, like that. And then I have another piece of Whisper White, and that measures 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. So the first thing I'm going to do is take that piece of Whisper White, and this is the stamp set that I'm using, and it's called Forever Blossoms. Now I got this free when I joined up as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You get a free stamp set along with a load of other things, so you can choose £130 worth of goods from both the annual and the mini catalogue, and you pay £99 for those. And on top of that, Stampin' Up will give you a mini cutter. It would also give you a sample paper stack in 6x6 of all of the different DSPs that we've got at the moment in the mini catalogue, and you get to choose a free stamp set, and I chose that one, and I've only just started using it. It's beautiful. Let me show you. Let me just get my stamp on my block. So I've got the big kind of flourish stamp here, so I've taken this one. And this is perfect for if you want to do some perhaps water-based colouring using the watercolour pencils. So using Memento black ink, I'm just going to ink up, that's making my camera wobble, sorry. I'm just going to ink up my stamp like that. Choose where you want to put it. So I wanted this kind of in the centre but to the left. So I'm going to put that there and just give that a press down. And this is what I like about cling stamps, is the detail that you get. It's just stunning. It's just absolutely stunning. So I'm just going to leave that there for a second, put that to one side, and then I've got a piece of basic black cardstock. I need to remember the measurements on this one. That is 1 7/8 by 1.5 inches. And then I've got a piece of Whisper White, and that is, I couldn't remember what that is. That is 1 3/4 by 1 3/8. And they are going to sit in there like that. But before I stick all of this together, I'm going to put a sentiment on here. So I'm using the Always and Forever sentiment that's in the Forever Blossom stamp set. I know that my ink block is way too big for this, but my other ink blocks are downstairs. Just load that up with some ink. And then I'm going to stamp that in the centre of the white card. So I'm going to put that to one side for a moment, and then what I'm going to do is round off my corners. Now you don't have to do that, but I've got the Detail Trio punch, and on the Detail Trio punch is this corner rounder. We've also got these little things, don't know what to call them, but what they do, let me just show you on a scrap piece of card. It does that, which I think is really pretty. But for this project, what we're going to do is just round off all of these corners. It just softens down. I think when you're using monochrome, which is quite stark, I think you just need to soften the whole project down a little. So all I'm going to do is just round off all of these corners. And again, that's making my table wobble, which will make the camera wobble. Sorry if you're feeling a bit seasick now. And then I'm also going to round all of the corners on those small rectangles that I've just cut out. This one just doesn't want to play ball. Probably should have rounded these off before I started this video. Right. So first thing, get some glue. I use wet glue for this. I'm not using mini dimensionals today. I don't want to put any dimension onto this card. That's not stopping you doing that either. If you didn't want to do these in rectangles, you could perhaps do them in circles. You know, it's entirely up to you. So perfect project if you have never stamped before, if you've never made a card before. This stamp set just makes this look so professional. And then I'm going to, before I put those little rectangles on there, I'm just going to mount that onto my card base. I'm trying to squeeze every last bit of glue out of this pot of glue before I open another one. So I'm not rounding off the corners on the bottom of my card. I'm just going to leave those like that. And I think with this sentiment, this Always and Forever sentiment, it can mean anything, absolutely anything you like. Or you might want to choose a sentiment from another stamp set. And then what I'm doing is I'm just lining this up here so that it's nice and even. And there we have it. No, I'm not teaching any new techniques here. I'm just showing you something that you could potentially do with the Forever Blossom stamp set, which is just so pretty. You know, you don't have to go monochrome. You could colour this in if you wanted to, but the challenge was monochrome. I set that, and so that's what I've come up with. I'd like you to go and visit the two blogs of the other ladies that are in our little Share It on a Sunday group. So there's Vicky Lou Designs, and there is also Crafty Karen Designs. So if you've discovered me through my blog post, at the bottom of the blog post there are links to their two projects for the monochrome challenge. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.